Let's start that recording as we're going to be starting 2.3, guys! 2.3. Alright, Minfilia. What do you owe? That's 110. It's still not worth it. Our friends. The very isle itself. Everyone and everything. No, it avail us not to speculate. Huriage will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns etheric fluctuations which had previously attributed to good King Mogg the 12th. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the Twelves Wood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation. I would have you... Acelia, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Ul'dah this time are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the seventh heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Acelia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Sifwin, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. So there's refugees just all ganging up on our doors because we let Doman refugees in, and they're trying to wiggle their way in now too. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you! We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, Tessidant. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Ul'dah for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one what got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms, any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I could see what's coming. I knew I had to run. The only question was where. When it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So sure, you'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, That decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity. And so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go! You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Tataru, is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alfno has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the Flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. This can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Seven hells. Now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill everyone who tries to resist. Contestant, please, if you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady, we're not the ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphinaud quickly. If he is in danger, or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray, do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalimo will see to it. Alphinaud is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Sifwin. Oh, I forgot to change back into, no, no. I was on the wrong macro setting. I was on Tona's macros. I gotta go all the way back to Ul'dah. Oops. Oh, what the aetheryte, damn it. Alright. Ow. Oh, I'm pushing buttons today, aren't I? The wrong ones. It's to be expected, though. Oh, I'm an idiot. God dang it, I keep forgetting about... the teleports, man, the teleports! I really could have teleported over here.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'Dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Reborn and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the immortal flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Ul'Dans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers, while more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Domans asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the immortal flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Oops, no, I don't want to skip the cutscene. I didn't know that pushing that button did that. What the hell? Well, now I know that. Probably want to change that button. I'll just not have that button active. Especially when escape does the same damn thing. Why the fuck would they do? Oh, the control scheme, like, to get it right, to make you understand exactly what the control scheme for targeting is. So you would think that this is the this would be like the arrow keys that does this. No, it's actually the number pad that does this targeting. And does like, yeah, that targeting. No, the arrow keys move the camera. This is a holdover from Final Fantasy XI, by the way, because 11 controlled like that too. Because you couldn't use your, well, you couldn't use your mouse in 11. Or you can't use your mouse in 11. So, yeah. That's a holdover from 11. Anyways, let's start over. Oh, not start over, start this. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may have begun spontaneously. If I piqued your curiosity, good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear the what General Reborn has to say upon the matter. I guess I could just teleport to the Aetheryte Shard. What the heck? Oh, it's because of the stupid MGP event that's going on right now. It's like, why am I hearing gold saucer music? Just teleport to the Aetheryte because it's the Immortal Flame is literally right next to the Aetheryte. I'm over here. I'm taking an unconventional way. Now is not a good time, Sifrin. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphino, back on your feet already? You may credit my swift recovery to your chirurgeons. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnable elusive. I can well imagine. Given that the majority of refugees live outside their walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little incident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions between the Uldam citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single guild to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. The General is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim without the necessary proof that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monarchists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticisms in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Sifwin. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may block out a request for such information, but I have no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Here we go. You look as though you have something to say, Siflin, do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual may be better suited to this task than a regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activities in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. Alright, I was just going to collect some information and doing some... I guess you could still call this a fetch quest, but we're mainly fetching information. Oh yeah, so I permanently got rid of my my sprout icon, by the way. I am not going to share how to do that because I believe that the spout icon is there to help people, not to not to be like a shame thing. It's there to help people. So if I were to give that information out and some newbie took it off and pretty much got screwed over from the game and didn't know any mechanics and all that, that would suck, and I don't want to ruin that experience. So the reason I took it off is because I don't need it. Like, I know the basics of the game. I literally beat Endwalker. If I didn't know basic mechanics, sure, I could still fuck them up, but that's on me. That's not because I didn't know. Well, it might be, but it's a reason to learn. I took it off so I wouldn't give people the wrong impression that I was a noob. And I don't want to be given accommodations just for being a noob. Having the sprout icon. Because there are people that do that, and I don't want... I want the accommodations to be given out properly to people. So I don't want that attention. Alright. And what brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well then, you've come to the right place. Ah, you mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Last Hope have come to accept their situation, and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like that merchant who passed through here recently. A gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. A friend of the Sultanate, are we? I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka. He will explain everything. Ah, don't hurt me! I'm not one of them! I beg your pardon? You're not a flame? I see. If Lair Frick bid you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. 12's to be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under the fanatic's spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution of holding and ruling of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Ha! A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tents, and you will understand why. Even now, he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. And I've no doubt that merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. Oh, what are you doing? Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Didn't you be here with me? Be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Calm down. Pretty much what I'm saying. Who are you? What do you want? Hi, it's true. I followed the merchant and made the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us up into groups and sent us off on our own. But then the flames found us. We didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing and then fighting. And then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give us no quarter. And oh gods! And the other group, they're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Oh wait, I gotta talk to him again. The other refugees are hiding in the cave south of Lost Hope, but to approach them will be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox on all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never let us suffer to be defeated. Though, if they were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that their strongest warriors are no match for one woman. Perhaps then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. I don't know why I said it like that. I almost said plight. That's why I pronounced it like that. Then I realized it was plot, but I was like too late, so it came out like that. Yeah. It's a lot of talking in this one. Ugh, paranoid now that I might have my mic muted. Ugh. I can't use New Game Plus anymore, by the way, because I'm using it for personal reasons now. Although we're so early on that I could still use it, but later on I'm not going to be able to use it. Seven hells, they've found us! Everyone, grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point! So what's... that's your game, is it? Sorry to disappoint ye, lass, but we're more than willing to kill ye ourselves. Is that so? I'd like to see you try. Oh shit, you stunned me. Holy crap, you guys gonna keep coming? You guys have more HP than the other guys. I guess I'm supposed to wait. Alright, good. He beat him like it was nothing! Fall almighty, what are we gonna do now? Am I just supposed to fight everybody? Or what? What's going on here? You've returned! Did you find my brethren? What of the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better that a handful of them take a beating from you than a lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchants have to say when it was over? Huh? But where else would he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until till the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop them from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him. Convince him to cease his quest. His mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. You know what's the sad part of this all? Like, oh, the sad part of this whole build-up is just the payoff. The payoff is not worth it. I'm not talking about the payoff in around Reborn. No, they build this up for a good while. And then the payoff is Stormblood. Let's just say it didn't end well. It wasn't good. It wasn't that great. It was more like it. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ulda. The man said they were gonna change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Say, miss, are you looking for someone? Looking for someone stirring up trouble. Looking for a merchant. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, look! Over there, I think that's him! Well now. Which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? You! Oh, he's running. He's getting away! Go get him, miss! I found a troublemaker. You again? Why are you pursuing me? You ran? Sedition? Treason? Revolution? That's preposterous! Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ulda? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None! No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, let us say I did do something like some of the things you claim. Surely you don't think I give a Keekern's arse about politics? It was business, only business. You both know I am not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. Too late, he's dead. What's all this commotion? 7 hells. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. It's a good thing I wasn't a bard. I'm sorry, this is dark. It's dark as fuck. It's a good thing I wasn't a bard, so they don't suspect me. Oh, shit. I always found it weird. It's like, in this scene, it's like they never suspected that you did anything. It's like, okay. I was there when he died, so you, whatever. You'd think they want to bring me in for questioning or something. Maybe talking to this person will clear up the questioning part. Hold, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. Okay, they are questioning. This man was responsible for the recent riots? Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it is obvious you are not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation. Investigation, Scion. Why does it feel like I'm saying that wrong? God, I feel like I need a remedial class in English. I feel like my knowledge of the language is just slowly slipping away from me. Where do I need to go? Oh, I need to go to the Immortal Flames. Alright. It's like, yeah, we found somebody who was responsible, but, it's like, we found somebody who was responsible, but they're dead now. Don't worry, it wasn't me. I never practiced any archery or anything, so. Oh my god. What news, Sifwin? Where's the merchant? Murdered? Damn it all to the seventh hell! He was not simply murdered, Sifwin. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wished to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphado has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Bartholomew! I don't know why that's that stuck with me. I almost lost it. It almost didn't stick with me. Dang it, there's no... I guess I could have ran to the teleporter. Oh yeah, so there's Gold Saucer event for double, well, what, like, more MGP reward or something. It's a Make It Rain event or something. So if you guys want to take advantage of that, best do that now. Because it ends the 25th? Or 23rd of June. That's going to severely date the VOD, but whatever, who gives a shit. All right. We have been expecting you, madam. Please proceed inside. It's still 110 for equipment. Honestly, that's better than some of the first two.
Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the Calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji? But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day.
By the way, those are the ruins of the raid. Of the Bahamut raid.
Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill, a shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Oligon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Oligon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cotonou Flats, given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation. Destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon, one which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
So essentially, he was gaining the trust of the refugees so that he can essentially use that trust in favor of this bill. Pretty much push the refugees thinking, yeah, I'm the good guy here, when no, he's not. This is the part of the story of the patches that it gets a little bit more interesting, at least to me. I know, like, not a lot of people like the politics and shit, but I actually really enjoy it because it's world building. Believe it or not, you get to see like what the government in these areas is like. In Ul'dah, especially, like how Ul'dah functions, and I like that. Of course, it's also like a really basic form of it too, so that people can easily understand it, because it's not anything too complicated. It's like, oh look, here's bad guy trying to do bad thing. So not the most interesting antagonist. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so, Lieutenant Winderdale. Pray, keep us informed of any developments in Cartano. Be gone, whelp! This is no place for children. I'm sorry. I was looking for you, miss. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? So he visited Stone's Throw as well, I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course, but first I must needs finish speaking with my friend. She's telling me a secret. A secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by the pillow over there. We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap mmorpg will know what to do. A legion of Garleans. An aether-starved primal. Even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yonder in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Sylphs, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the Twelveswood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail. I will explain in detail once you arrive. The Twelveswood. Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed? I have received no reports of XIV activity, which leaves the Sylphs? Go, Sylphs. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedent over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. Oh, we got another primal in the works. No, not in the works, but to deal with. With the Sylphs, I thought we made friends with the Sylphs. Huh, I wonder what's going on. Something must have happened. It's a relief to see you healthy and hale, Sylphs. The latest news from Ul'dah was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alphino suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other Scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. Sure. Oop. No, not that. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business, then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the primal Ramuh. I'm sorry, may have, and it is not certain. The Elder Seeds here informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylph lands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but the fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramu was reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs in their territory. Or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? And preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, it would surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon. You foresaw this eventuality and did naught to prevent it. I told Papa Limo. I suppose I could have reported things to Memphilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, but that was because the Guardians came tramping through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orient stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, he and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers in the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that the Sylphs perceived this panic migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men who have paved the way for a primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorza would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. That is be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Sifwin, through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramu can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the Beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can... Let's continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramu's presence. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Sifwin. Pray report to Commander Helioi? Is the X silent? I don't know, man. I don't know. At the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will, of course, lend you whatever support you require. Alright. Time to go to Gridania! Or Gridania. Whatever. However you pronounce it. Pronounce it. Or pronounce it. I don't know. Man, I don't even know how to pronounce anything. Sylphs of the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal ever calls for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial, skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray, make your way to Nofika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the Lotus Stand. Twin Adder. Did I just walk through that? Alright, I think I did. You can never tell what you're able to walk through in this game. Especially when you own a house and have decorations in the house. So much clipping. The other signs have already arrived, madam. May I show you in? Yeah.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs, too, have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands Veorzia shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
I mean, there's more people than me that have the Echo. You gotta use me just because I have the Echo. There's more people than just me. I know. I'm just joking around. Like, I know it's because of our because our actual relationships with these the Sylphs of Little Solace, because we were able to pretty much befriend the Sylphs of Little Solace that come to me. But when you say it's like you bring up the Echo, it's like you're the one with the Echo, you can do this. It's like there are other people with the same power as me. Like the Echo, specifically. That are resistant to the influence. I mean, they even mention it in the game's world. It's like, I'm not the only person. Honestly, you can use that as like an excuse for the adventures that accompany me. When, the NPCs that accompany you in the duty assist stuff. I think about it. You know, why am I manually walking over there? I'm just gonna teleport, but still. In fact, there's like, oh my god. I can't wait till we actually get to that part. 'Cause I actually really like this one character. But they do nothing with him! And then they just like drop the character too. And it's just like, ah! It's like, why? It's like, it would have been cool if it was like team up with that person, man. And no chance of that happening though. Sifwin of the Scions, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramu himself. An unenviable, viable task. For one which I have no doubt you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location of where the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Alright, what did they find? I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching and have wisely identified the precise location where the touched ones summoned Lord Ramu. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good woman to her fellow Scions? It would be this one's pleasure, walking one. Please come with this one. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, the Sylphs are... I feel like there could have been a little bit more to the Sylphs. But there's just... a lot of the stuff ends up getting kind of pushed back and not really expanded upon later on. But... because a lot of the Eorzea stuff specifically gets pushed back in later expansions. It's like they want to. Why am I going here? Like this stupid thing didn't update. God dang it! Wise ones have ventured deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones. Hey, Maxio, careful on your way back. Because we're technically... you're technically not even supposed to be here either, because you're cast out. I just wish, like, the different races were expanded upon. It feels like... this is one of the issues I have with some of the things they did later. It's like, it could have been expanded upon a little bit better. But it felt like they were just like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, pump it out, pump it out. It's like, let's not expand upon it, let's pump it out. And it just ended up falling a little flatter than necessary. I understand they didn't want to drag it out, but still. This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Ramu, and this one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find wise ones not far from here to the south. Go in safety, Walking One. There you guys are. So it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded Sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Ishtola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papa Limo. Come on, I would have loved to see that, damn it. My apologies. It's not like me to ramble, son. At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I've reached the indisputable conclusion, to wit, that Ramu was called forth in the vicinity of a Sylphs aetherite. Come, Sifwin, the Lord 11 awaits! Alright, let's go. Again, I can't really blame them for skipping, like, stuff like that. Minute stuff like that. Because, again, like, they were just trying to get past this. Because, this still... They weren't really in a good financial position around Reborn.
Nora betrays thee, servant of hiding. Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the Sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest not for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Gridanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought
so you're racist. Gotcha.
The forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man.
So you're it's literally what I said. Ugh.
Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much, not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
So in other words, there's got to be a fight. Because this is a video game after all.
Bringer of light, I shall await thee on the field of battle.
There's no such thing as negotiations in a video game. It's always got to be judged with a fight.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from at home.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
The Striking Tree. Oh boy, I remember the extreme for this one, man. God. Go away! You're the one who instigated it! It wasn't my fault! They attacked me first! Fucking Robbie just killed me right then and there. 7 minutes is not that bad for a queue. I'll probably end up leveling leveling Samurai to level 60. I almost said maxing out. That's not till level 90. That's way far off. But I'll probably end up maxing Samurai out after the stream, doing some Alliance raids and stuff. I don't have that much more to go. Did I say max again? I mean, getting to level 60. God! Ah! My mind. My brain is broken. But yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. I'm actually really close on getting Summoner to level 60. Honestly, I do want to keep Summoner up. Well, I say Summoner. It's more like I want to keep Scholar up. Because I want that to be my main healer. Although... I should try... I should quote-unquote try... You little piece of crap! You respawned on me! Get out of here! Not even worth my time. Stop it! I don't know what will fix this if I actually fly up in the air where they can't get to me. Even though they have wings, they can't go up here. But yeah... I should probably try Astrologian, but I don't want to. I just don't like some of the gimmicks they have for it. For Astrologian, so I don't know, man. I definitely want to see. I'm thinking about trying like Monk, but I'm not too sure. I'll have to like. I only want to do one job throughout the entire expansion. Dark Knight is for damn sure. I definitely want to do that because I have no. It's the only other tank job that I'm interested in. Because I don't really like the concept of a gunblade. It's just really stupid to me. And I just don't like it in that sense. Because it just pulls me out of it. Even though Thancred uses it in Shadowbringers, but whatever. And what the hell is the other tank? No, there's only 3 tanks, yeah. No, there's 4. Warrior, okay, Warrior is tough. I am interested in Warrior, but Warrior's kind of like basic to me. Like, the basic tank option, and I just... That is one of the reasons why I wouldn't want to pick it, is because it's like the first thing you think of in like an MMO tank is Warrior. Dude, I'm pretty sure. Well, I think they have a tank, like a Warrior tank in Actually, I think they have Paladin. You know, I'm not even gonna speak of that because I don't even know that game. Never played it, so I'll just stop myself right there. And I don't feel like looking it up. Because I don't give 2 shits about that game. Or the franchise. Again, I'm still trying to think of like jobs I could do for each expansion. I could do Dancer. I would never do that with Tona. I'd do it with Sylphs though. You know what? What the hell? Let's go with Dancer at some point. Maybe I'll do that for Shadowbringers. I'll do Dancer, because that's where Dancer came from, is Shadowbringers. So, you know what? I'll do Dancer. It'll be interesting. Stormblood. I'm still thinking. Yeah, I still gotta stick with Samurai, because again, I haven't like messed with Samurai at all. And trying to think of a healer. The only really one I see is Astrologian. Or Astrologian, or whatever, however the fuck you say it. I really don't want to do it. Shadowbringers, I'll be Dancer. What about Endwalker? What should I be in Endwalker for Sylphs? That's a tough one, because I don't... Endwalker's, like, tripping me up on what job I should be. Just it makes me want to thematically be a paladin, but I don't want to grind up gladiator from level 1. I don't want to do that. That'll take forever. From level 1 to 80. That'll take forever. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because considering if I open up good old roulettes, oh my god. Holy shit, rare occurrence! People need DPS! Oh my god, it's a miracle! It's a rare event! Hurry everybody, go to Trials! Go to Trials and Alliance Raids, you'll get your DPS bonus! The very rare time you'll ever see it! What? The only time you ever see it is on Guildhast, because nobody wants to do Guildhast. But it's on Trials and Alliance Raids. Go, people, go! Oops, the wrong thing. I'm on Behemoth. Primal, if you couldn't tell. It's in the top right. On the primal data center. So anybody on Primal, Trials and Alliance Raids get DPS get bonuses for doing those right now, so you might want to jump on that. It's very rare that that happens, so best time to jump on it right now. Honestly, like I sort of want to start Disciple of Hand and Land stuff, but I don't think I want to do the level grind again. I'm gonna look into boosting through it for Sylphs if I'm really that interested in doing it in the first place on Sylphs. It really depends, because I got an active... This is a sad thing that it's come to this, but it's just my experience with Crystal Data Center and why I made Sylphs on a different data center is because my experiences with FCs not great, if I'm gonna lie. Like, it's not that the people in the FCs are terrible. No, they're not. It's the problem is they don't last. The FCs in Crystal tend to not last as long. Maybe I'm just unlucky with the ones I end up going to. But that's one of the issues that I'm having in the FC I am in. I'm not planning on leaving it, mind you, because I met some good people there that I want to be friends with. I want to stay friends with and all that. Still hang out with them and all that stuff, because they're really fun to hang out with. It's just they don't have a lot of time. It's not just that, it's just I don't think they're interested in playing the game as often as me. So I might end up playing on Sylphs more in the future. Probably will come to that. God, I wish there was a way to, like... Well, no, there's a way to do it. It's like, I would have to leave it. But I have to see if they would want to do Link Shell like, be in a link shell with me. But even then, it's just like a crapshoot, because I'd have to find like another FC on Tona. It's just, I don't want to do that. It was already draining enough after the first time it happened. I don't want to do it another time. I don't have to look for another FC that could potentially freaking die. So, I don't know, I just may end up playing more Sylphs on Sylphs more. But we'll have to see with things panning out, because, like, if that FC ends up becoming completely dead, I will end up leaving it. It's the unfortunate truth, but I will end up leaving it, because there's no point in being in a dead FC. Just saying. Because you literally join an FC to talk to people, and have fun. And none of that's happening right now. And they said that they're really busy during the summer, so, but I don't know, the past couple months, like the past like 5 or 6 months have not been particularly great, because nobody's been really on or talking or socializing, and even that. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's just the way things happen sometimes, and that's just when you just gotta know when the time's right, that you have to move on and just find another group. Because you never know, maybe that group of people just has no intentions of building more relationships, or building relationships. I'm not talking about intimate relationships. I'm more like friends. Making more friends, like online and stuff. Maybe they don't want to do that, and they want to stick to their own group of friends and all that. And it's unfortunate, but it happens. Some people are comfortable with making friends online, which is understandable, because you can't really trust people completely unless you get to know them. But you gotta take that step to know them. To get to know them in the first place. But more about the online trust is, like, the internet can be a shady place, so... And in that sense, it's understandable, but... I don't know, man. This is taking longer than I thought it would. I'm not planning on leaving anytime soon, though. That's not happening. I mean, before I started this streaming series, since I didn't have anybody to talk to, yeah, maybe a little bit. But now that I have Sylphs and... What the heck just hit my foot? Now that I have Sylphs and I joined Wutai, it's been great. A lot better. Because I actually have people to talk to, and they're an active guild. They want to make sure they're recruiting people who are active, and if you don't give them like a notice, they'll like of leave and you aren't on for like a month, they'll end up kicking you from the guild. Now, that's without notice. Too, like, if you don't tell them that you're like, oh, this thing happened, I'm gonna be gone for quite some time, or whatever. If you don't tell them and you just leave, then they're gonna kick you. But now the only reason they're doing that is because they're pretty much filled on members right now. They're very close to the limit on members. So that's the only reason why they're doing it. Because they don't want to hit the limit and like have these people that have no intention of coming back to play the game taking up the space. It's literally the only reason they do it. Otherwise, like, if you could have infinite members, you would just keep adding to it. And unfortunately, this game does not allow that. Because that'd be too much on the servers. Alright, this is getting ridiculous. I'm gonna ask for help. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Oh, my bird! Shit, man, it's getting hot down here. I'm gonna turn the fan on. What's this one? Alright, doesn't look like anybody else. Oh yeah, I don't have that. Plus, I can do that. It's just really nice to have people to help you out, especially with queues. Let me tell you, when you're a DPS, queues take so long. You're waiting 20 to 15 to 20 minutes for a battle to start. That's not fun. Which I literally waited like 15 minutes. This song's really good too, by the way. It's just the music in the Realm Reborn stuff is so good. Oh, I already had it out. Oh shit. I don't remember the mechanics for this fight! I was like, stay out of the water or something. But there's no water right now, so maybe that was the extreme fight. Oh god, I think you're just supposed to spread the entire time so you don't get hurt by somebody else's targeted attack by Ramu or something like that. I don't know. Oh god. Why are you targeting me? What's going on? Oh. Terror. I'm just stuck here. I can't move! Come on! I remember this mechanic. You're supposed to... The way you get rid of it is you actually have to use the attack to actually knock people out of it. I do remember that. Like somebody hit me with lightning, please! Now we kill the ads. Because I think if we don't, it hurts a lot or something. Because there's like an invisible rage meter or something. Alright. Oh wait, I got summons again. Alright, we got them. Judgment Bolt. What does that do? Oh, it's just a huge AoE, okay. I think that was the attack that lets you know if you fucked up or not. Oh shit. That would have been bad. Are we supposed to spread or... I don't get this. Is this a spread or we go together? What's going on? I think we're supposed to go together. It's not disappearing. Let me see. No, that didn't help. Okay, I don't know what we're doing with this. Like, what's going on? I don't understand. Damage is taken each time an action is used. Oh, so I can't attack. It was saying each time an action is used. Alright, how do I get rid of it? Can you tell me how to get rid of it? I don't understand. Do I drag it into here? Oh, okay. Alright, so they said the only way to get rid of it is if I soaked up those lightning balls. Alright.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
All right.
And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Assyrians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Chink in the Assyrians' armor, you say? I call me intrigued. Alright, what? I don't know why I haven't still kept that up. Ugh. I was running into trees and stuff. I was like looking at the map, not looking where I was flying. Sifun, you have returned! Dare I ask how Ramu received your visit? He challenged you to a test of arms! It is well, then, that you have some experience in such matters. The people of both Grodania and Little Solace will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the forest champion of peace. You have performed a monumental task. Monumental duty this day, Sifun. The Elder Seeds here must be informed of your deeds at once. The Elder Seeds here will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray, return to Grodania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The conjurer at Nofika's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Sifun. This time I will remember to use the Aetherite crystal, Aethernet thingy mabobber, whatever that is. There we go. Welcome back, honored scion. We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seedseer waits you within. No, I'm just gonna stand here and let them wait impatiently. I don't think I could have worded that better and made it funnier, but my brain is toast.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramu ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramu made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Hopefully.
Lord Ramu has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Oh, I can't see you. Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Sylphs? I'd hoped Lord Ramu could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the primal sudden challenge. It seems that Urianger, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Sylphs? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? Yeah. Nothing new or immediate to do, so I guess we have a moment's respite. Welcome back, Sylphs. Words of your monumentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but in Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Levin, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us ensemble and discuss his observations together.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Oh, I guess we know how we can kill them, but we don't have the means to kill them. The Lord of Levin is returned to the ether, as was Leviathan before him. Oops, no, no! Ramu's acquiescence is most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. The limitless potential of man, Heidelin's servant, grows mightier by the day. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are weak and wane. Yet even as it innervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deed arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Guardian of Eorzea. Now, the matter of Ramu has for the present been put to rest. There is something I would show you, Sylphs. It is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all of the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogul, Mog the 12th, Leviathan, and now Ramu. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Sylphs, and Eorzea is that much the safer for your presence. Pray, do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own. And that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow. And there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace. We owe it in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in doing so. In so doing, our list of enemies has ever been long. But think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. The Sylphs of Little Solace, who wish naught of conflict. Of Alize, who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the calamity. And then there is Sid, in the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Ally, that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Asians. And combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is heartwarming and Testament. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Alphino, I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some ramblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from You recall the refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing. They were found unharmed. She wishes me to pass on her thanks to you. Alphino, I am to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Sifwin, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now. I believe. But I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town. Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozin was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? We're almost done with 2.3. We're like, what, halfway through? Freaking hiccup. Well, that wasn't even a hiccup, never mind. It's a burp! I'm a pig! Look, it's Miss Sifwin! She's back from her adventures! We heard you were all fighting primals, and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Miss Sifwin? Maybe you could show us how to fight the primals. What's all this commotion then? Mr. Boulder, Mr. Coltonant, did you know that Miss Sifwin is back? So it would seem. Welcome home, Sifwin. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonant. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we were just asking Miss Sifwin if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Sifwin? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Ori, if I didn't know better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against the legend. Mayhaps I am. But what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Sifwin? Would you consent to spar with me? Hurrah! We're to have a tournament! Come on, everyone, we must prepare our gear for an outing! Do try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltonant. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. Yeah, we're going to a friendly sparring session. See, this quest seems like more of a break, because, like, every time they say, like, oh, you must rest or something, they're like, oh yeah, then immediately the next quest is like, oh yeah, we got something for you to do. It's like, there was no time to rest. At least if you're talking about the story. I know what the rest thing's about. It's pretty much telling you, well, there's probably some side quests you want to do, so here's a good opportunity to do the side quests. Yeah. So it's good of you to agree to this, Sifwin. I trust you are ready to begin. Yeah, let's go. Very well, let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Ahem. Ori, are you certain you wish to fight her alone? This is Sifwin you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas the hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Sifwin to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello? You haven't begun yet, have you? Ida? What? Who are all these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Sifwin's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On guard. On your guard. Oh, it would have been better said on guard. Damn it! Missed opportunity, man. Alright, let's see what you got, Hori. Ugh, such power! The tails barely do you justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over yet. It can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. 'Tis time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. You still got a bunch of work to do, Hori. Oh no, he looks hurt. Sylphs is so strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. You can't disappoint the younglings. Roar! Oh, he's getting stronger. You have bested me. I yield. That was incredible! She beat them both at the same time! You knew you couldn't lose, Sylphs. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. See why they send you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Impressive odds always, Sylphs. It is ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. In judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that kept the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when first we met? It was at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius in the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Or were it not for a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, often infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. I wonder what he's talking about. What organization? Thank you for coming, Sylphs. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. Determination? I don't want materia, dang it. Pray, forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It can be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. It is my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed, with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what we can achieve. With this new company under the Scions' command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members. I can't say things right now, while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the Bringer of Light and her discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa Laminza. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Bulwark Hall. Hall. Shit. Oh yeah, it's Limsa, you idiot. You adult. Limsa! We still got a ways to go to finishing 2.3. Shoot. Shoot, man. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to call it here. I don't want to make this stream any longer than it has to be. I don't need to finish a patch every stream. I don't have to do that. Plus, we're getting pretty close to the end of Realm Reborn in general. So that's something to be said about that. Anyways, you guys have a nice manga reading, anime watching, game playing rest of your night. See you guys until then.